I'm Rich.
And this is Sorta Professional, with Rich wearing a stupid wrestling shirt.
Rich will always be wearing a wrestling shirt.
I noticed you didn't say stupid.
It's because it's not stupid.
Debatable.
No.
Yeah.
What makes it stupid?
It's a wrestling shirt.
What makes that
That's
stupid?
pretty automatic.
Look, people are already text messaging me because they're mad at you.
I don't know
This
what
from
to
the
tell you.
man who didn't even give the NWO a shot. You bailed on the first night.
Was that really the first night of the NWO?
Yeah, when Hogan turned bad, that was the first night of the
Really?
NWO. That was the whole point of the NWO.
I could have sworn that was a bit into the NWO.
Well, then you need to get your head checked because that's wrong.
Well, I tell you what, that was...
I could fill this whole hour with wrestling.
Oh, that's not...
It's WrestleMania weekend, my friend.
Was that early 2000s? Late 90s?
The NWO?
Yeah.
96.
Was that really 96? I'm not that old.
Well, how old do you think I am? Add 10.
You probably don't want me to answer that question, do you?
You already know how old I am.
I actually don't.
Okay.
I've never asked you that question. It's rude.
I'm 22.
22?
Dog years.
Dog years.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me do math.
Okay, my dog agrees. That's all you need to know.
Oh, okay.
We have our special guest with us again.
Yeah. I think Shay's always going to be with us.
Yep.
All right. I think that's enough about wrestling for now. I really went off of that topic.
We still have another 58 minutes for me to fill. Like I said, it's WrestleMania weekend, my friend. Kurt Angle's going into the Hall of Fame.
Those both sound like things I don't care about.
Doesn't mean that everybody who's listening doesn't care. So, you want to talk about your whole two comics and we can get back to wrestling? They even have a comic about wrestling. I should make you buy that.
No. I feel like I'm back at a place that I won't name doing two comics a week.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, let me open up my comics because a couple people complain that I opened my comics on air. There you go. I think I ripped the plastic. Now I gotta do the tape. And the other one. Oh, there we go. Just so everybody knows, I'm a little sick, so I'm a little cranky.
I want you to be aware that was a solid 20 seconds you were doing that.
I could have done it for longer.
All right, I guess we're starting with Titans then.
Yes. It's the one that was on top. I like to have my book open because if I make an error, I can correct
tell you
it.
what, of the two comics that I got, that was easily the best of them.
Yes. Look at that. Even my wrapper from my throat lozenge wants to make noise.
Yeah, we're picking that up too. By the way, we're still only on one mic because I'm apparently too dumb to figure this stuff out.
So, Bob, being we know you didn't listen to the first episode, maybe you could help that out.
Oh, speaking of which, if you did listen to last week's episode and you saw the lack of art that was up there, or if you were on YouTube and saw the image I pulled from Rich's website to put up there, and that's changed now thanks to Bob from the Bob and Katie Show.
You know what the best part about that? You stole someone else's artwork, so you put Sci-Fi Cards artwork up on our podcast.
Well, it's private now, so who cares? Not like we made money off of it.
I went first last week by describing Ninja Turtles, so you get to start this time.
I don't want to start.
I like to be the, what's it called, the straight man? Is that who I am? Not that you're crooked.
Are you really the straight man?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's a straight man in this, let's say,
What are you trying
relationship,
to
for
say?
lack of a better word.
Relationship? I don't even know you that well. I kind of just met you out on the street last week, and we formed a podcast.
That's right. We started doing this podcast about an hour after we first met.
Mm-hmm. That's how much fun I was.
Well, fun, entertaining, maybe.
So let's talk about
Titans.
Dick.
Every time we talk about Nightwing, you're to just call him Dick in the worst possible way, aren't you?
Well, you do realize that I am a true, legitimate Dick, just like Dick Grayson.
I don't see how Dick was the dick in this comic.
No, Wonder Woman was.
Yeah, kinda, sorta.
You should give some backstory to the listeners before they get bored.
Well, it's not like you've given me a chance to. He's got his chin in his hands like a little baby. Anyway, what is it? 8 of them, I think.
Did you even read the book?
I did read the book. Of course, I read the book.
Yes, there's 8 of them.
There's 8 of them, and it's all a mentor-student.
Maybe you should tell them who them are.
I will get to that. Who have been kidnapped by the Key?
Yes, the Key.
A villain that I can barely remember from anything.
I don't even know who he is.
I'm certain I've seen him somewhere else before. I just don't know where. Anyway, it's...
Justice League Unlimited.
Was that it?
Yeah, because I have a Key figure from Mattel. So there we go.
That's probably where I saw him then.
He had no lines, and he got beat up by Superman.
Well,
anyway.
It's Aqualad, and I'm pretty sure we're calling him Garth at this point.
Yeah, because we have a new Aqualad.
Yeah, it's Barry Allen the Flash, and I don't know what we're calling Wally. Is he...
He's still Kid Flash, I think.
Is he Kid Flash?
Yeah.
And there's 2 Kid Flashes?
Yes.
That would be confusing real quick.
I'll just leave that alone.
And then we have Wonder Woman and Donna Troy.
There's only one Wonder Woman.
Yes. There is.
Come on, you got to get to the heavy hitters.
The heavy hitters. Those were the heavy hitters.
Yes. The only reason why I bought the book.
Those characters. I mean, who would buy the book for Batman and Nightwing? No one. I got to stop putting my hand on the table because that's really picking up.
Yeah, I know. I can feel it. But I'm not going to have to listen to this. They are. And they don't want to hear you playing the bongos the whole time.
But they've been kidnapped by the Key for, I assume, Mr. Oz?
They don't really tell you.
They really don't. It's just some guy behind a door. He's trapped. I don't know that Mr. Oz is trapped.
Is it Mr. Oz is trapped, or was the Key trapped?
No, the guy the Key was working for was trapped.
Oh, he was trapped.
Yeah, and the Key was trying to help him break out.
The ending to this book reminded me...
I read the book.
You did. The ending to this book reminded me of the ending to that Detective Comics, where Tim breaks out, and then you and I argued about what happened on the last page, because I say he saw something, and you say he was teleported back into the cell.
I don't know that he was teleported back into the cell so much as he just broke out into another one. And it's kind of like an infinite thing that he's trapped in.
Well, there's a large group of people online who agree with me, and a large group that agree with you. And frankly, I don't think we're ever going to find out. I think that story's done.
It seems like we're gearing up to getting at least some answers out of this whole rebirth.
Yeah, we have a whole 8 issues about buttons coming up.
Pretty sure it's only 4 issues, isn't it?
Isn't it 4 for Batman and 4 for Flash, or is it just 4 in general?
I think it's 4 in general.
Ugh, I gotta buy a Flash comic.
Hey, it's not bad.
I just don't like the Flash.
I don't know why.
Because he's the guy that runs. But I like Aquaman. He's the guy that swims.
Yeah, and... What was that joke in there about that? His, aqua telepathy?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember. Let me look. I don't even remember. I don't remember the Key looking like that either. So, what else you want to tell them about the book?
Well, how spoiler heavy do we want to get? Do we want to be the spoiler?
Why the hell not?
It's been out.
By the time they listen to it, it'll be like next week.
It's been out for 2 days now, at least when we're recording this. Donna Troy has Wonder Woman's original.
Yeah, what is up with that? Why would they even do that?
I don't know.
Maybe Donna Troy really is Wonder Woman.
Maybe there are 2 Wonder Women.
Well, we have 2 Supermans that are now in the same body.
By the way, for anybody that doesn't know, she's made of clay.
This is better than being made of dirt.
You kind of have to dig through dirt to get to clay. So there might be a little...
Not in the South, you know.
That's true.
My whole lawn is clay.
I come from the north.
Me too. I wish I was there again. That's a whole nother podcast for me.
Probably, yeah.
I'd start a whole other civil war, and I don't mean a Marvel kind. Anyway, I'm glad Aquaman's starting to get some love. Because he's badass if you actually read the book. But you don't.
I don't.
He goes against the government. He beats up Batman. Punches Superman. It's good. This is where you would talk.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out what to say to make it sound like that's actually interesting.
Well, you like Titans more than I do. I don't read the monthly book. I just got the annual. Because Batman was in it.
Apparently the only reason anyone gets anything anymore.
He really has become like Logan, hasn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, there's 3 new X books coming out, and Old Man Logan is in all 3 of them. When they could easily solve that problem by putting X-23 on one team, bringing back real Logan, and putting future Logan on a different team.
I have a feeling it's going to be a while before they bring back real Logan.
I bet you it comes in the summer.
I mean, Thor still isn't even Thor.
No, but now we have 3 Thors.
And I don't know why I'm talking about Marvel.
Because I just interjected it into the conversation. Because everybody should talk about the X-Men.
I would actually have to read the X-Men.
You have a lot of reading to do then.
Listen, I thought that after Secret Wars would be the perfect time to jump on. Because it would be...
It was even more convoluted then.
Usually after big events like that, they try and make it so that new readers can jump onto things, but I had no idea what was going on.
So is Metallo dead after this issue?
That's not Metallo.
Oh.
Well, it's like a simulation of Metallo.
Looked pretty Metallo-y to me.
I feel like I actually read the book better than you did.
You probably did.
Start there.
You probably did. I'm an art guy, so I go through and I read it visually. And then if I can't get it all through that, then I read the story. And then I do it again.
I see.
Always been like that.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what pissy mood Dick is in or stuff like that.
All right, let's move on to... We're trying to get through this quick, so let's move on to DK3, the Master Race.
We're going to get through it quick. We're going to be having a 30-minute podcast
That's right. Donkey Kong 3. There's other things we can talk about.
Donkey Kong 3. Donkey Kong was a good game.
Which one?
All of them. Even Donkey Kong Country was good.
Well, that was the Super Nintendo one, wasn't it?
I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I was a Sega Genesis guy.
So was I.
But my friend Heap had it. I think it might have been on that.
I'm pretty sure that's considered the best of them. I'm not a Donkey Kong guy. I couldn't tell you.
I'm not a Zelda guy, so we all have our faults.
Skyward Sword, best Zelda. I'm kidding.
Ugh. All Zeldas are awful.
That is completely not true.
Except for the first one, because they had that catchy theme song.
I think they all have that still.
I haven't heard that song in a while, unless they made it slowed down. I always say this wrong. Emo style?
I don't know that I've played a Zelda game that's emo.
There's a Dark Link.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I thought Link was Zelda, so...
Yeah, they kind of misnamed that series, didn't they? All right. Well,
you probably read this a lot better than I did because it was very, very wordy.
I can guarantee you I did not.
It was very, very wordy. And I don't like broken leg Flash.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
And I'm very annoyed that they brought Bruce back and he's young.
I will tell you this. I read through this book going, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, that happened.
When was the last time we got one of these? In December?
It was at least 3 months ago.
It was in December when we switched comic books.
I think you're right. That was the last time. I always feel like I missed an issue, though.
I do have a question. What are these things in the middle?
Oh, the little mini comics?
Yeah, are these like part of the story or?
Oh yeah, they're part of the story, and they're also written and illustrated by Frank Miller.
Well, that I knew, but just by the atrocity of the artwork in there. And yeah, I said that.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to say the same thing.
I probably just ruined my career, but I just don't like his artwork. It's not anything personal. It's not for me.
Listen, I know that good art is in the eye of the beholder. I can't stand it.
There's a lot of said artwork out right now that people love that I can't stand. I'm not that kind of artwork kind of guy. Like,
who's this? Andy Kubert.
I do like his artwork usually.
I've always kind of liked that he's been a bit of a artistic chameleon.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's because of that there's some things in the art in this book that I don't like. Like there's a shot of Wonder Woman with her helmet on. I don't like that.
Her lips are too high.
Right.
Yeah, her lips are way too high in that shot. I knew exactly what you were talking about too. That's my dog throwing a fit.
As always. I still don't understand. Yeah, that one right there. Is their daughter, Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter, a good guy again? Or is she still working with the Kryptonians?
I think she's going to turn on them.
Well, she already kind of did.
But I mean, like, permanently try and kill. I think she's going to try and kill Clark. I'm on first name basis with all the heroes: Diana, Clark, Bruce, Dick. I want to see everything like I say Dick in our podcast in an hour.
That's why we're rated as explicit.
Dick's not really an explicit word. It's a person's name.
In some contexts.
I guess. I didn't know many people named Dick. Anyway, I was happy to see the old Batmobile show up.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
That's a tiny shield.
We didn't actually mention it here. That is a tiny shield. But Bruce is young again. He didn't.
I did mention that. Issue. You weren't listening.
Did I?
Yeah. That's the fact that I hate that Bruce is young now.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's easily hated.
I even used the word hate.
For this story, I would have preferred that he died. God forbid.
Me too. And I never wanted anybody else to be Batman, so... I see, you don't agree with me, but I have a huge issue with this book and Batman Beyond. Because now that they're in continuity, especially Batman Beyond, it is because when Tim Drake disappeared, he vanished from the future and Terry McGinnis came back in the comic. So therefore, where the hell is Damian?
I don't know that they've ever said Batman Beyond is in continuity.
It has to be now.
Hardline in continuity. No, it doesn't.
It has to be.
No, it doesn't.
If Tim's disappearance in the modern books...
How do you know that had anything to do with his disappearance in Batman Beyond?
Because only Terry remembers that they were gone. That's my issue. Where's Damian? Why isn't he farting around? Did he die?
The Dark Knight, Frank Miller universe has nothing to do with continuity.
I do wish the Joker was in it, too.
Joker's dead.
I know, but he can make... He's the
neck.
Joker, number one. So there's got to be some kind of weird computer virus.
Let me clarify before people jump all over me. The Joker snapped his own neck.
Yes. And I've never read the Dark Knight 2.
Don't.
I've heard it was awful. And I picked up with this. And this is kind of enjoyable. I don't
Let me give you a basic rundown, okay? Dick is gay for Batman, goes crazy because he's rejected, and Bruce kicks him out and starts killing other superheroes, and Bruce has to kill him, if I remember correctly. It sucks. It's terrible.
You know when they say something about a sound, and once you let it out, you can't unhear it?
Yeah.
I wish I could unhear that.
Have you ever even seen the art in it?
Nope. I have all the original Dark Knight Returns, first prints, and then I have all these, and I never touched the other one, because when I picked up the first issue, I didn't like the way it looked, and I closed it, and I placed it back on the shelf.
I don't remember who actually drew The Dark Knight Returns.
It wasn't Miller.
No, it wasn't Miller. I'm pretty sure it was Jansen, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of his artwork either.
I kind of like his artwork. Especially in Gothic, I thought that was really good.
I like the pages better in black and white than in color. At the end.
They kind of do look better, don't they?
Even that looks better.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the colored version. We're talking about the page where Wonder Woman's mouth is too close to her nose.
It's a close-up shot of Wonder Woman.
And I know why they did it, because, you know, they wanted to have that. So even my dog is upset. She's probably in there destroying something.
I have never, though, been a big fan of Frank Miller. I think The Dark Knight Returns is held in too high of a regard.
I have a friend, and we talk about this kind of stuff all the time, and him and I are in the same agreement that The Dark Knight Returns is a great Batman story, but to us, it's not the best Batman story.
No. I don't think The Dark Knight Returns is bad. I enjoy it. But I don't like that it's been used as an influence for so much of the way people think about Batman now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of people misunderstand the way Batman was in The Dark Knight Returns. Like, Zack Snyder loves to say that that's Dark Knight Returns Batman and Batman vs. Superman. It's not.
No.
Not even close.
No, it's just a gritty Batman.
Yeah. Which we've had before. It's nothing.
It reminds me.
Or brand new.
Ben Affleck's Batman reminds me of the new Batman Adventures Batman, where he's a little more gritty and didn't take as much crap as Batman the Animated Series Batman did.
That was another thing you brought up last week, is you don't like sarcastic Batman.
No, I don't. I don't like Tony Stark Batman.
So you don't like Batman the Animated Series, then?
He wasn't Tony Starkish, and that's where I have my fault. He had his snarkiness, but Robin, so I don't have to drop another dick on you. Robin was the asshole in that relationship.
Yes.
And his portrayal, he's made Batman act like sometimes an ass.
Still one of the best Batman lines ever is when he's on top of that train with the Joker and he goes, pudding.
And he smiles.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that. I was hoping that they did with the Killing Joke a little better, the ending part of that, but
I still haven't seen the Killing Joke.
It was all right. It wasn't great, but it was what it was.
I'm told the Killing Joke part of it is good.
It's just like the book.
Yeah.
And then the beginning part is like another Batman the Animated Series episode.
But a bad.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what was that one with the rat guy? Where they take the kid into Wayne Manor. I think the kid's mute, and Alfred's chasing him all over the place. You don't remember that one?
No, I'm drawing a blank.
I can't even remember the name of it.
Is that the Clayface episode?
No, it's not Clayface.
I don't remember Alfred ever chasing anybody in the Batcave.
Not the Batcave. It was in Wayne Manor.
Wasn't that Tim?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, because this was...
What series are you talking about?
This is Batman the Animated Series. Maybe season 2? I can't remember.
Wow, I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I used to watch those every day.
What's your favorite episode of the animated series?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Not really.
It is, because Robin's Reckoning is one of my favorite.
It's a good one.
And I also like Heart of Clay, the Clayface origin. I don't remember the name of Mr. Freeze's origin episode, but that was cool.
Heart of Ice?
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
And then the Lockup episode from the last season when it was Batman the Animated Series.
You mean the new Batman Adventures?
Nope. That was a different... To me, that's a different show in the same continuity, but it was the season before, so it would have been season 4 or season 3.
Season 3.
It was when they would put it on at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon so nobody could watch it. And Riddler's Reform.
Almost got him. It's really good.
Another good one.
And I am going to bring up the new Batman Adventures. Or New Adventures of Batman, whatever it is. Alright, here we go. Sorry, dog again. But,
doggone it.
Yeah, doggone it. Right.
New Batman Adventures. You're telling me your favorite episode.
Right. It was Over the Edge. It's a great episode.
That's a good episode. I also like the one where Two-Face makes the third face, and he's the judge, Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That was the last episode.
Yeah. Oh, what was that one where they did, like, was it 3 stories?
Oh, that's the first episode. The one's Harley and Ivy take him to the mall.
No. They did, it was 3 or 4 kids telling stories about Batman.
Oh, that's the Legends of the Dark Knight one
that's
the Frank Miller.
That's the name of it,
Yeah.
And they had a little jab at Joel Schumacher in there, too.
Did you ever watch the animated shorts for the Batman 75th anniversary?
I watched one.
Which one?
The Batman Beyond one.
Oh, you didn't watch the one with the Hugo Strange?
No.
Ash Frankenstein thing?
Nope.
Oh, excellent. The Batman Beyond one was cool. I wanted more.
I really did, too.
You watched Batman Beyond, right?
I love Batman Beyond.
What's your favorite episode of that?
Oh, my God. That's a tough question. All right, I'll throw a curveball. Epilogue.
Ugh.
From Justice League Unlimited.
Ugh. That episode was great, just like Wolverine Origins to the last 5 minutes.
To the last 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, the last 5 minutes where he's with Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Yeah, other than that, it was a good episode. I like the Mr. Freeze episode. Yep. And the one where they spoofed the Fantastic Four. The Terrific Trio, I think they're called. One, the lady's like ice gassed.
Were they the ones that were government experiments?
Yeah, except that the guy who was Dr. Doom Mr. Fantastic doesn't get turned into them and he's the bad guy all along.
Yeah. It's a bit more difficult to me remember episodes of Batman Beyond.
Because he only played it that once. It wasn't like Batman the Animated Series where it was on Cartoon Network every day like Thundercats.
Yeah.
Remember that when Cartoon Network was good? You should check out Justice League Action, though.
If you can promise me that it's not Teen Titans Go.
It's nothing like Teen Titans Go.
Okay.
It's more like Teen Titans with a little bit of worse animation.
All right, maybe I'll give it a shot.
You gotta get up early. Make sure you set your DVR.
Hell no.
So we're talking about wrestling then, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I could let you play with Harley's Beaver.
What?
I could let you play with Harley's Beaver.
I thought that was what I heard. I'm not sure I want an explanation.
I got a DC Collectibles traditional Harley, and it comes with Bernie the Beaver.
Oh,
so you could play with her beaver.
No thanks.
You don't know what you're missing out. It's squishy. I'm not kidding.
Smells like fish.
No, it smells like plastic. So,
tell me about Green Lantern Space Ghost. You were kind of flipping through that when we were getting ready.
It's interesting because it seems like after I finish reading it, I'm going to read it again because it's a pretty thick book.
Mm-hmm.
The Space Ghost is now part of the DC universe because he seems to get a lot of information out of Hal about the Green Lantern sectors. And Zorak, is that his name?
Yep.
The Mantis Man?
Yep.
Green Lantern seem to know about them. Like I said, I only thumbed through it, haven't read it completely yet. But it seems like that they're putting all these characters into the DC universe.
Well, is Hanna-Barbera, is that owned by WB?
I believe it is now. Just as long as I don't have to see Fred Flintstone team up with Nightwing, we'll be alright.
Yeah, that's the one thing that makes me question if you're right or not, is the Flintstones have one of these crossovers.
Yeah, and isn't it with, like, Booster Gold?
I think so. Damn fun.
Matt's getting a phone call while we're on recording, and he's complaining about my dog. At least my phone's on silent.
Hey, these are important. These are YouTube notifications.
All right, 2 more cents.
Absolutely not. They're from other channels.
But yeah, Booster Gold is the one, and he goes back into the past. It seems I didn't get it because it just was too. I don't like Booster Gold.
I also kind of want to pick up the Adam Strange in Future Quest.
Yeah. I wish they had picked someone other than the Banana Splits
For the
team
Suicide
with the
Squad?
Suicide Squad.
I don't even know the Banana Splits.
Neither do I. I was very upset that there wasn't a banana in it, though.
How could there not be a banana in a group named that?
Well, there was a gorilla in the Ghostbusters at one time.
Yes, there was.
I'm full of weird knowledge that nobody cares about.
Hey, somebody knew that, and somebody is turning to somebody else they know and going, "You didn't know that? How did you not know that the poster said Revenge of the Jedi?"
Yeah, well, that was you. I don't know how you didn't know that. I don't care how old you are. That's a known fact. Are you dumbfounded?
No. But says the guy who reads Batman and didn't know that Cassandra Cain's mother was
At a
Lady
dark
Shiva.
time. I don't have the past stuff
It was
yet.
before the dark time.
When was it? Because Cassandra Cain came about, if I'm not mistaken, in the early 2000s?
In No Man's Land was her first appearance.
That was the early 2000s?
Yes.
Same around the same time Harley's first solo adventure came out, Terry Dotson. Pretty sure 2002-ish.
I would be able to tell you.
I did not read Batman then.
No?
No, I switched to detective because Paul Dini was writing it.
Hmm.
And they were doing that weird thing where Batman wasn't really about Batman. It was about, like, the Bat family that they were trying to work in. A detective was more Batman going out and doing Batman things.
So Paul Dini's actually had a couple shots at detective.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now he's on Harley.
Have you ever read Sleigh Ride?
Yes.
That's a good book.
That's one of the best books out of that detective run.
Yeah.
With Robin in the car. It was a detective.
Yeah, I know it was a detective, but that was... Cassandra came in well before that.
Maybe I just didn't notice. Because I don't like her.
I mean, No Man's Land was... When was No Man's Land?
I did drop off. I kept buying it, but I did drop off reading it right after Azrael stopped being Batman, and Bruce was in a wheelchair and had the task force. You realize that people are just going to be sitting here listening to you type on your phone?
They're listening to you talk too.
Well, I'm trying to keep them entertained.
Well, keep them entertained.
Fall asleep.
I'm trying to find information.
Shouldn't you have this information before you
No Man's Land ran for the whole of 1999.
1999. That was a bad year. That was the year WCW closed. Got more wrestling in there.
Yeah, you did. You're always going to find a way to slip that in, huh?
There is not anything in the world that you cannot fit wrestling, The Simpsons, or The Family Guy into.
Why do you say The Family Guy? You did this last week, too.
Because he is the Family Guy. It's in the song.
The name of the show is Family Guy. There's no "the" in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was speaking proper English. Family Guy.
There you go.
You can describe your whole life in a Simpson quote.
If you knew any Simpsons quotes.
Mine would be, dogs like to bury old junk.
Other than Duff Man can't breathe. Oh no.
That would be yours.
That's the only one I can remember off the top of my head.
What? You don't watch The Simpsons?
I have not watched The Simpsons in years.
What's wrong with you? You didn't watch the NWO. You don't watch The Simpsons. But you knew Cassandra Cain was Lady Shiva's daughter.
Yeah. Doesn't everybody know that?
No. Not everybody remembers every minute detail.
I don't remember every minute detail either.
I think you do.
I do not. Believe me, I've taken enough quizzes to know this.
But I don't like Cassandra Cain. I don't like Harper Row, I think her name is. In the new comic, the girl with the blue hair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't like Harper either.
I don't like Stephanie Brown.
I didn't like Stephanie at first. I think she started coming into her own towards the end of pre-New 52 era.
And I didn't like Batwing until recently.
Which one?
Whatever one's a detective right now.
Oh, okay. So,
Lucius
Fox.
Yeah, Lucius's son.
Because there was a Batwing before him that they got rid of.
Good.
I don't even remember how they got rid of him in comic.
Was that when they had like a Batman for every country?
It was from then.
Batman Incorporated?
Yeah.
Never even touched that.
You should have. Well, in the New 52, you should have touched it.
It just didn't smack good, like Nelson once said. You better know who Nelson Muntz is. How do you not know who Nelson Muntz is?
What do you want me to tell you?
The bully on The Simpsons goes, ha ha.
Well, if you just said Nelson, I don't know.
He has a last name. Ralph is a Wiggum.
Yeah. I know Chief Wiggum, too, so...
But that's not his real name. I don't even remember what it was. Clancy. Clancy Wiggum.
See? Minutia.
It's not minutia. It's
Yes,
important things.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Everybody calls him Chief Wiggum.
When he's in it. Ever since Conan left, he hasn't been in it much.
Yeah.
Actually, he has, but he's just not as funny. Because Conan O'Brien was one of the reasons why he felt like
Conan used to write for them.
Conan wrote one of the best songs ever for that show, The Monorail. What?
Nope.
The Monorail episode?
Don't know that one.
That's a classic Simpsons.
Sure
in
it
its
is.
heyday.
Hey, I never claimed to be a Simpsons expert.
That's just wrong. You should have to sit and watch WrestleMania for 5 hours with me this weekend.
Because I don't know The Simpsons? That makes sense.
That's your punishment.
That's my punishment.
Yeah, because I don't think WrestleMania is going to be that good this weekend. It just doesn't look like it's going to be good.
How's that different from any other WrestleMania?
But last year's was pretty good.
Hmm.
You didn't even watch it. You don't
You're
even
right,
know.
I didn't.
You quit because Hulk Hogan became a bad guy and you couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, 8-year-old me couldn't deal with it.
8 years old.
I don't even know how old I was.
Well, it was in 1996. So how old were you then?
So I would have been 7. 6 or 7.
So you couldn't even have known Hulk Hogan as a hero.
Yeah, I did.
No, because he was a
I did.
hero in the 80s.
No?
Yeah, to me.
Doesn't mean I didn't see old episodes of it.
Unless you had VHSs. You had Coliseum videos with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan.
I had some old ones. I didn't. Family members.
I learned a lot of my body part anatomy from Gorilla Monsoon, like the solar plexus. Nobody knew what a solar plexus was until Gorilla came along.
I didn't until I read probably a Bruce Lee book.
I've never been a Bruce Lee fan. Brandon Lee I liked.
How did you like Brandon Lee more than...
Because he was the Crow. That's the only thing I know about him.
Did you ever read The Crow?
I own it. Doesn't mean I read it.
It's much different. Well, yeah, it's actually a lot different.
You know what I liked about the Crow comic that they don't tell you in the movie?
What's that?
The bad guy's name. They never tell you that the guy's name is Top Dollar in the movie.
That's right, they don't. But he did a lot more in the movie than he did in the book.
He does my favorite thing in that movie.
What's that?
When he tells him the story of his life. Call, bang, fuck, I'm dead. It's one of the best lines in the movie.
That's a good line.
That guy, I don't think that guy was ever in another movie after that, was he?
I know Brandon Lee certainly wasn't.
And Gideon, the porn store guy, he was Jerry Seinfeld's landlord in a couple episodes.
One of my favorite jokes comes from The Crow. I can't remember if they did it in the movie, though. Jesus Christ walks into a...
Yeah, he does do it in the movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite jokes. I tell that to all my religious friends.
Oh, that's another show you can use to describe your life.
What's that?
Seinfeld. Did you fall asleep?
Seinfeld was rated the #1 sitcom of all time.
It should be.
And I disagree.
Why? How do you... Are you human?
Yes.
How is that even possible?
Which era would you like me to name one better from?
If you name Married with Children, I'm leaving.
Not Married with Children.
All right.
I can easily say I Love Lucy was better.
Well, if we're going to go back to the 50s, yeah.
I can say right now...
How about from the 90s?
From the 90s?
And don't say Friends.
I was not going to say Friends.
Because I agree with George. It's 4 morons sitting in a coffee shop talking about their dates. Which is exactly the same thing Seinfeld was.
From the 90s.
You can say it. But they know. Everybody's listening knows. It's Seinfeld.
No. I actually liked Home Improvement more. Roseanne. There's one. Roseanne better than Seinfeld.
If you include season 7, no.
Season 7?
Where she becomes like Rambo and...
That's season 9, my friend.
7, 9, it's all the same.
There's a big difference between 7 and 9.
Everybody loved John Goodman, and he wasn't even in the last season that much.
6 is afraid of 7.
7 might have been the best one, right? Is that the one where Becky leaves, and then we get 2 Beckys?
I don't remember that much.
It got really weird, and then there was like, they go to Vegas, and that lady marries Arnie.
I do remember, and I'm not ashamed to say this, the series finale of Roseanne made me cry.
I was more mad at that season finale than I was at the season finale of The Sopranos.
Never watched The Sopranos.
Neither did I, but I did watch the season finale. Because my person I was dating at the time wanted to watch it, because she used to watch it, and it made me mad. It just ends. For a movie that they never made.
They were going to make a movie?
That's what the rumors were.
Never heard about that.
That's what I fear for Game of Thrones, that we're not going to get an ending.
We're going to get an ending from the TV show. The books, I have no idea. For the TV show, we're going to get an ending.
I love George R. Martin. I had the pleasure of spending a weekend with him at a show. Got to hang around with him. Not like a date, but like hang around with him. You're never going to see the end of those books. Damn it. You have a better chance of me writing the end of those books. He has all the time in the world, and he's taking his time.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
All the time in the world. How old is he right now?
I don't know. He's like Yoda. Go 900 years old, look as good. You will not.
I feel the same way my father felt with The Dark Tower when Stephen King got hit by the van.
I just, I don't know. The books aren't that important to me anymore now because the show passed the books, so I don't care about the books.
And honestly, I just want to. Not that I'm in love with the books; they're good, but I hate reading a series that I'm not gonna be able to finish.
You know, like All-Star Batman?
Yes. What really killed me about All-Star Batman was it wasn't good. But then it got good for one issue. Well, the end of one issue. The rest of that, where they painted the entire room yellow to...
That's where they jumped the shark.
The end of that issue was really good, and I thought it was going somewhere. And then the next issue, turns out the last issue wasn't good.
Once the Joker took his shirt off and he had tattoos for me, yes. I tuned out of that book real quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what's her face with the swastikas on her?
She's in the she's in the Dark Knight Master Race.
Yeah.
What the hell's her name?
I don't remember.
I call
her
swastits.
They said it in that Bruno.
I call her swastits.
Or was she just calling her Bruno? I can't remember.
I think her name is Bruno.
Yeah, it might be.
No, another show I never watched, Venture Brothers.
No, never watched it.
That's good. Everybody tells me I'm crazy because I never watched Venture Brothers. I am happy Samurai Jack is back. You ever watch it?
I'll get around to watching the new stuff.
Did you watch the old stuff?
Some of it, yeah.
New stuff's just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I like what they did. It's 50 years into the future, and basically all it's changed is Jack has no sword and he has a beard, and Aku's bored because he's been waiting 50 years for Samurai Jack to come back and kill him. I wish I had picked up the comic series when it came out.
Didn't even know there was one.
Yep.
Doesn't surprise me.
Sorry, that was my phone.
Oh, okay.
There's someone telling me that they hope I feel better.
Oh.
We have a lot of awkward pauses in this podcast. It's annoying me.
I'm sorry. I almost coughed there.
You probably caught it from me.
I hope I didn't catch that.
This is
more from the food than anything else.
Food was good.
It was good.
We had Italian.
Yeah, I'm not going to say from where because they're not going to pay us.
Maybe they'll pay us in food. We have 24 fans.
We don't have 24.
You added them all up.
I did not add them.
I did with all those numbers you sent me, and it came to like 22. So we have almost 24 people that listened. The dozens and dozens.
How do we know that those aren't repeats? People coming back going, hey, did they put anything new up yet?
Because they'd be stupid to click on the same episode.
I suppose.
What are we going to call this episode?
I have no idea.
We should call it Dick. I haven't said Dick in a while.
You want to call it Dick?
Yeah. I haven't said Dick in a while, so.
Dick, ... Grayson.
Yes. He was a huge dick in that issue, too.
I didn't think he was.
Yeah, he was pretty dicky.
I didn't see it.
But I always think Dick is a dick.
Dick is always a dick.
I'm almost getting to that point of Jay and Silent Bob when he's outside the mart and he's going, fuck, fuckity fuck. Who gives a fuck? I gave a fuck.
Apparently they're rebooting that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you watch Supergirl this week?
No.
Did you do anything this week?
I don't watch
work?
Supergirl.
Well, you should. Melissa Benoist is worth it alone.
Never watched Supergirl.
It actually made me a Supergirl fan because she has all Superman's villains in.
But then why aren't you a Green Arrow fan? That's what Arrow has, all Batman's villains.
Yeah, but Arrow is so badly acted, and it's a bunch of people who are really good actors that I don't understand why it's so bad.
What kills me is, especially with this new season, like the fight scenes used to be competent. Now I just saw one 3 weeks ago. It was bad. You could blatantly see the actors not hitting each other.
I like all the people in that show. It's just, it doesn't work for me.
If the day ever comes where I can meet John Barrowman, I'm doing it in a split second.
Get him on the podcast. We'll go wherever he is, and you can make him sit there for 20 minutes waiting for the microphone to work. Like you did to me. Tonight's an important night in wrestling history. It's the Hall of Fame night.
How long is it going to take you to get this out of your system?
You'd have to watch an episode of Monday Night Raw and discuss it with me on one of the podcasts, and I'll let it drop for a few weeks.
For a few weeks?
Yep. Then you got to do it again. Then maybe you got to watch SmackDown, because SmackDown's a better show.
It's never happening.
Well, then you're going to have a lot of editing to do. It's all right. My friend Dave wants to start a wrestling podcast, so you might get it out of my system, because then I'll have another podcast where I just talk about wrestling the whole time.
Well, good.
It's not until July, though, so you have to wait all the way till July.
God damn it.
Because he's busy, he's getting married, and he's just going to get married.
So you're saying he has a life?
Yeah, better him than me.
Yeah.
That's the toast I give at my best friend's wedding if he got married.
Better you than me?
Better you than me. Drink up!
Have you ever actually been a best man?
No.
That's probably why.
And the people that I do have, they live in New York, so there's no way for me to go there unless I want to spend money, and I don't want to spend money. I was going to go to New York this summer, but I decided not to for various reasons. I
fly up to Buffalo every year for Christmas, and I tell you what, it's at least $700 every time I do it.
That's what... By the time I pay for the ticket and the hotel, I'll just go sit there for a couple of days and do nothing.
If I go 3 weeks later, then it's $200, $300.
How come you don't wait then?
It's all a scam. Because I want to spend Christmas with my family. Is there anything wrong with that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I love my mother and I'm still attached to the apron strings.
That's okay. Everybody should love their mom. I love my mom. Sorry.
That was attractive.
It's medicine, and the fact that if you want me to be me, you're just going to have to accept it as only coming out one end. Speechless! Somewhere, if Larry listens to this, he'll be laughing.
My brain just fried a little bit.
It shouldn't have. I like to be real.
I was trying to think of something to say.
There's nothing to say.
There's nothing to say to that. Not a thing.
I like to be real. Shrek had it right. Better out than in. Keep it in, you're uptight, and you're bloated.
Yeah. I remember when I liked those movies.
Those movies are awesome.
The first
just
two
like
are.
Austin Powers. All those movies are good, too. Tell me when you saw Goldar in the new Power Ranger movies, you didn't want to go, Gold!
I remember when I saw Goldar in the trailer, because I haven't seen the movie, and I probably won't.
Neither will I.
I said to myself, why?
Hey, they always got to change everything. That's why every year when they tell me that the Masters of the Universe movie failed again, I get a little bit happier.
You've already had the perfect Masters of the Universe.
You're right.
Movie.
The first 30 minutes of that movie was great till they ran out of money, and then they ate chicken and ribs in the forest with a guy named Gwildor.
Dolph Lundgren.
And the principal from Back to the Future.
Do you remember that Punisher movie that he did?
I try not to. I try not to remember the other one either. Was it Thomas Jane?
You didn't like that one?
John Travolta ruined that for me.
I thought that was better than, what was it, Warzone?
Warzone was pretty bad too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Warzone had some awesome bits just because they were so badly cheesy. The
best Punisher movie was a movie that wasn't even about the Punisher. It was that weird commercial that Thomas Jane filmed where he's dressed as the Punisher. You gotta look it up.
But I'm gonna have to. I don't remember that.
Yeah, and he in a laundromat, and some lady's getting mugged outside, and he goes out into his van that looks suspiciously like the Punisher van, and he shoots them up, and it's just really good. It was the best Punisher movie I ever saw. The Netflix Punisher was pretty good, except that it took him, it felt like 10 years to finally become the Punisher.
I can tell you this. I have not seen Nope. I saw some of Luke Cage.
I didn't like Luke Cage.
I have not seen any of the other.
Never watched Daredevil?
Marvel Netflix stuff.
Check out Daredevil. That's about the only thing that was good.
I want to see Jessica Jones because of David Tennant.
He was the only thing in that whole series that kept me interested. And he gave me nightmares. Like, I had nightmares about the Purple Man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I always like to hear that about something he's in.
It was the scariest. I don't know what it was, but he wasn't overly frightening. But when I went to sleep, it must have been, like, in my head.
He was the only reason I watched the remake of Fright Night.
Never watched it. Just like I won't watch the new Tales from the Crypt when it comes back.
I hadn't heard about that. I didn't want to hear about that. I remember watching the TV series Tales from the Crypt.
You know what scared the crap out of me when I was a kid?
No.
Chucky.
Really?
Yep. I still can't, and this is kind of funny, people can laugh at me, I still can't get out of my bed and put my feet down on the floor without thinking something's going to cut my Achilles tendons.
Chucky didn't scare me. My great-grandmother had a doll that looked just like Chucky.
I would have threw it out the window.
And that scared me.
No, to this day, I have to have something under my bed because I'm always afraid there's going to be a killer doll because I have a lot of toys, as you know.
Yeah.
And they'll kill me anyway. But, Chucky, no. No way.
But I remember after watching the Tales from the Crypt TV series, I went to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going, where's the Crypt Keeper?
Yeah. The Crypt Keeper was my favorite part of that.
Who's this old guy?
The Crypt Keeper was awesome in his own right. Only people who grew up in the 90s even know what the Crypt Keeper is now. Millennials are out there going, who? Is he on YouTube?
Probably.
No.
I'm sure those episodes are on YouTube.
You can't. You ever watch Goosebumps?
Yes.
Do you remember the episode with Sting, the wrestler, in it?
Sting in it.
Where the kid is a liar. He's a habitual liar. And he tells, like, people, oh, I knew Sting. Oh, my dad owned this. And then in the episode, he gets cursed by a gypsy woman. And Sting shows up at his house and kicks the crap out of the kid in the episode.
I don't remember that
Oh,
episode.
I've been trying to find this episode forever. Only my friend Joe remembers it because we watched it. But then there was also a similar Sprite commercial where Sting shows up and he goes, "You won!" to the kid, and he beats the crap out of him. But I want to see the Goosebumps episode because the best part of that is he calls this kid up on the phone and he goes, "You've been giving out my number, you little son of a bitch! I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you!" And he busts open the door of the house like in The Shining, and it's just Sting's face there. And I want to see the episode again because that show was scary.
The opening of that show was.
Just like Do you remember the Milkman episode or the Ice Cream Man episode?
Yes, I remember that.
That guy, whenever he shows up, every now and then in the TV show, he was on Gotham and he was on SVU.
Oh, yeah?
And every time I see him, I'm like, it's the Milkman from Goosebumps, run!
I remember the Mask episode being really scary.
Yeah.
But then I saw a clip from it where all the masks are floating around and the guy's screaming, "Get out, get out!"
Just like
and that was like really bad.
Did you ever watch The Haunting or R.L. Stein's Haunting? It was it came on late 2000s, I think it was. It was
the
like an
Haunting Hour.
Yeah.
I think I've seen 2 episodes of that, maybe.
I have to make you watch this one episode. It's where this family buys a house. When I bought this house, I swear to God, I had to check every hole in the wall. There's a guy that lives in the wall, and the only way they can stop him from killing them is to give him pancake syrup. And for 40 minutes of the episode, he bangs on the walls going, "More syrup." It was the most frightening episode. If you go on YouTube and you type in "more syrup," it's the first thing that comes up.
That sounds familiar.
It is the most frightening thing I've ever watched as an adult.
I remember being really scared of Are You Afraid of the Dark when I was a kid?
That was another
But I
one.
don't remember a single episode from it.
Just like Batman vs. Dracula, the scariest cartoon you'll ever watch.
I feel like we talked about that last week.
We did.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you have to look up More Syrup. You gotta watch it. Just for the nightmares alone that you'll have. I've been to your house. You know how your house is dark in spots? You'll never enter those without looking around first.
If I go out to the kitchen at night to grab a drink or something, I'm usually running back to my bedroom. So that's not going to change anything.
I'm not that bad, but I really did check all the walls in this house before I bought it.
Well, it's not all the time, but have you ever been walking in the dark and all of a sudden you just feel like something is staring at you, not from just one way, but from like every way?
It's a ghost.
So you run.
Nah. I like to meet my ghost friends. Because you don't know what's going to happen when you die. And when I die, I don't really want to go anywhere and sit around and be happy all the time. I want to haunt people and bother them. Especially if they're people I didn't like. And there's quite a few people I don't like that I've met through my life. So don't plan on sleeping if you're still alive.
Oh, thanks.
Because I'm just going to sit there with like a pot and a pan and just bang them together for hours.
That's nice. Thanks for that.
Well, I like you, so I'd probably just bother you to. I'd bother you just to tell people like what's going on.
Okay.
Because you'll probably still be doing a podcast long before.
Maybe.
They'll be like, episode 1 million. Rich has been dead for 30 years. Doing it live from the nursing home.
I don't know that we're gonna have that many episodes.
You and Bob.
Oh, me and Bob.
If Bob's still alive, it'd probably be Katie.
Funny story about Bob. I met Bob at the comic book store. He was working there to help out when they were at a convention. And he recommended... Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the series now.
You know, he recommended it to me too, and I don't remember it either. He's going to rip me a new one.
But it was good. It was a good series.
I didn't know that.
What he didn't tell me was at the end of the first issue, the 2 main characters are just naked, so there's dick flapping around for like...
Matt dropped a dick. Now we have a complete dick in the podcast.
So I actually went back to him the next day and I said, "You didn't warn me about that."
Yeah, he told me about that, but he actually told me about the dick, so I didn't.
Oh, he told you, but not me. I see how it is.
Well, we had met at Free Comic Book Day, so that's where I did my first podcast.
I can't remember if that was before or after.
It was before.
You and I were talking.
You and I had a strange relationship when we first met at the comic book store. We didn't really like each other. We're not going to mention it. Don't do it. I like my career.
It's not that...
I like my career.
You already said one thing that might ruin it.
Right now, if Chad and Larry are listening, they're going, do it, do it, do it, do it. Don't do it. I'm not feeling well. We'll save it for another time when I'm more successful and I have a money vault like Scrooge McDuck.
Well, it's not that I disliked you. I just didn't think of you at all.
Yeah, you thought I was weird. Most people think I'm weird.
I mean, you were a guy that came in towards the tail end of when I was there.
Bought lots and lots of shit.
Yeah.
Not really, though. It looked like I bought lots of shit. It was more that I bought toys.
Yeah, you bought a couple big things. I remember you got the Batmobile, which I wanted, but I was not going to pay for.
Well, he did me good for that. DC Collectibles Batmobile. Everybody should check it out. It's fucking awesome.
It is cool.
All the Batman animated stuff. I don't care what anybody says from DC Collectibles is awesome. Even though the first series broke a bit because the pins weren't good.
I bought way too many Play Arts figures.
Play Arts are cool.
And by way too many, I mean 3.
I got more than that.
But at $125 a pop.
I didn't pay more than $30 for any of the ones you saw.
God.
Entertainment Earth. Keep an eye on there. Day after Christmas, day after New Year's. All that stuff's always on sale.
That's a website?
Yep.
That we're plugging?
I try. Maybe I can get some action figure stuff sent to me. You never know.
Just you, though.
You can have some. You can have all the Robin stuff. I don't have much of it.
I'm still eyeballing that WB store when you have up there.
Yeah, I also have the Batman that used to sit on top of the register podium.
Oh, yeah. Is that where he went?
Yeah.
Oh, the one back there?
Yep.
Okay.
I wanted the Superman too, but they wanted too much money for it. I'm sure now I can find it on eBay for like $50.
Probably. Whatever happened to those, what was it, WWE, TMNT?
I got 3 of them. I will not buy the John Cena Leonardo one. But I got the Sting Raph. Those are made by Playmate Toys, in case anybody cares. And only available at Walmart. And
Stop plugging.
Cheap Pop. If you were a wrestling fan, you would know the Mick Foley way of doing business. As you Cheap Pop. Like if we had an audience, we'd say, right here in Rich's Kitchen. And everybody go, yay, because they were here. Anyway.
That is where we are, by the way. Rich's Kitchen.
Yep. It's a restaurant, middle of Myrtle Beach. You should look for it right in the middle of the ocean.
I'm sorry, but the question you have to ask yourself is, do you love TMNT more than you hate John Cena?
No. They could put, and this is going to be a big statement for some people, they could mush together Harley Quinn and April, and I wouldn't buy it because I don't like April.
Really?
Yep.
Huh, all right. Sure.
They could put April with Nikki Bella, who is John Cena's girlfriend. Wouldn't buy it. Because I don't like John Cena. And I have a reason why I don't like John Cena. Because he was rude to me when I met him for no reason. I was standing there, minding my own business. And he was a complete dick. Another dick. 2 dicks. I'm going to put 3 dicks at the end of that. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. Because I don't like John Cena. I wish I couldn't see him. He's a phenomenal wrestler. I think he's great. But I don't like him, just like Shawn Michaels. If he's listening, I owe him a couple of shots to the face, too.
He's probably not listening.
He might now. He started it with me. I didn't do nothing.
Somebody take just that little bit, cut it out, and tweet it to Shawn
Michaels. He'd remember me. He remembered me the second time I saw
did
him.
he?
Yeah. He was rude as shit to me. I had the best picture of me and him together because of that. But every other wrestler I've ever met was nice. I was just happy that Hulk Hogan was nice to me because he was my childhood hero. You didn't have one because you didn't watch wrestling after he became a bad guy. He was dead to you, apparently.
I don't think I had any childhood heroes.
Really?
Not that I can think of. Captain Planet.
Mine was He-Man, Hulk Hogan, and Gary Carter. At least one of them wore pants.
When you're a kid, you don't realize how heavy-handed Captain Planet was.
Captain Planet, I don't know why it's not on now.
You'd think it would be. You'd think they would have done a reboot of it by now.
Not even a reboot. It just needs to be on now. But it was before its time.
I guess so.
Oh, I had to crack my neck.
earth, fire,
wind,
water.
You didn't say it right. It's water. That's how the guy said it.
And then heart.
Then there was that pig dude. There was the bad guy.
Yeah.
What was his name? Come on. Nobody knows his name. I gotta know his name.
I don't know his name.
Wasn't it like Slug or something like that?
I can't even remember Evil Captain Planet's name.
I thought it was just Evil Captain Planet. Like Booger Tick?
Something pollution.
You ever watched The Tick?
I think. I watched one episode 12 years ago.
So you were not one of those kids like me that would go outside and go, spoon!
I can't tell you how much I would have gone outside.
Well, I know, like, I went outside a lot. I went outside to play G.I. Joe, and then I'd always forget them on the front lawn, and they get mowed over with the lawnmower.
And I was kind of told to go outside more often than not.
Yeah, when we were younger, and you could fit into that because you're in your early 20s. Late 20s? All right, you're in your 20s.
Mid-20s.
Okay. Just so you know, Matt was shaking his head like you all could see him.
No, like Rich could see me.
And you dealt with, I know when I was in school, I got picked on a lot for liking wrestling and comic books, and I resorted to not showing that I liked that stuff, and now it's encouraged, which I kind of like. I don't know if you had to deal with that. I had to pretend I liked basketball.
But I never cared enough.
It wasn't until I got into high school where I got some beefy friends, and that's where I developed the mouth that I have.
I had no problem bringing a comic book into school to read.
Oh, see, I always used to get in trouble by the librarian because I was reading the devil's work. Just like I almost got kicked out of school for playing Magic.
Really?
Yeah, I was casting spells, apparently. I'm waving my hands like this.
It's jazz hands. Just
no, this is jazz hands. This is one hand doing that. I'm glad my neighbor finally stopped mowing the damn lawn. There he goes again.
I don't know that they can actually hear it. Hopefully not.
One time he mows the lawn.
They can probably barely hear me.
Well, they told me to talk louder this time.
Yeah, so we're not talking about dragons and naked kids.
Look, I don't know. I think my friend was drunk. But when I said Game of Thrones was dragons and naked women, I don't know where he got that from. I'm not touching it because it's just wrong. They can listen to the first one and they'll clearly, well, not clearly, they'll kind of be able to hear me say women.
What the hell started that conversation?
I don't know. We went on a pretty good conversation though. We had a few awkward pauses, but
yeah,
you're starting to.
Oh, that's when you bring up wrestling. I just kind of go, what?
You're starting to loosen up a little.
Yeah, I'm usually loose.
I'm very comfortable in front of a microphone.
I'm not.
There's nothing better to me in the world than having a microphone and making, even if it's 22 people, laugh. It's fine with me.
I still don't think it's as many as that.
You gave me the numbers. I added them up. It can't be the same person going from YouTube to Buzzsprout to... What's the other one we have?
A podcast. Podtastic?
There you go. We have to get them all in there so they know where they are.
Go to YouTube. I put a lot of work into that YouTube video, despite the look of it.
Yeah, you do.
That was a chore to figure out.
Everything in life is.
Uploading something to Buzzsprout is fairly easy.
Well, I hope everybody that's listening appreciates that I'm sick, and you probably will get sick because everybody around you is sick.
Yeah.
And we still managed to come back on Friday, the night of the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, I'm trying to plug WWE, so maybe one of these days they'll give me something for free. And hell, I'd even take an autographed Stephanie McMahon picture. Hint, hint. To do this. And I like doing it, so even if no one's listening, we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying doing this. Just because it's a chance for us to... I mean, we would do this anyway.
This is a day with you and me at the comic book store.
Yeah. Where we start in the comic book store and then go outside.
It got a little racy when we started talking about, like, Iceman and what's happened to him in comics, and
I haven't kept up with that anymore. I assume he's still gay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is the fact that they took an established character and made him gay. I prefer they did like with Batwoman, where they made a new character. But they gotta give some kind of representation to people. I just wish it wasn't Iceman. It's to bring awareness. I'm 2 minds about it,
because there's a big part of me that says create new characters for that.
Yeah.
But trying to get a new character that would have the same traction.
Batwoman seems to be doing pretty good.
Batwoman's doing well.
Because it's a well-written comic. And I don't read it. I just know it's well-written because 98% of my friends read it.
I don't know about the new Batwoman.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
I know, well, it's James Tynion.
I usually say Tyrion, but I know that's wrong because that's the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that is wrong. And since he did the first Batman TMNT, I liked him.
He's doing Detective too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's killing it on Detective, actually.
I wish Detective would move away from the League of Assassins now and do something else.
I think they're close to moving away from the League of Assassins.
I'm glad Azrael is back. And it's John Paul Valley. Yeah, I got it right. I didn't mess it up. I usually say Rob Van Dam, something like that.
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, I don't know why his name just always comes out of my mouth when I say Azrael's name.
Not even close.
You know, and then I also got to do like the Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. Time out! Make sure I get it right. I've got a little Saved by the Bell reference in there.
Yeah.
Were you like me? Did you watch Power Rangers? Did you always think that Mr. Belding was Zordon?
No.
For me and my friends, we all thought Mr. Belding was Zordon, just because his face looked exactly the same.
I'm about to piss off my brother, because I'm going to need you to tell me if I'm right or wrong. Zed.
Lord Zed?
Lord Zed.
Okay, get it. It's like Captain Jack Sparrow. You can't have just Jack Sparrow.
As long as I got
Zed
right.
Yeah, Zeb is a guy from wrestling. So,
what the hell happened to him over the course of that series?
He
started off by kicking Tommy's ass.
Ivan the Ooze happened.
Ivan Ooze, not Ivan the Ooze.
See, I like to add "the" into stuff like.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Like, it just makes it better.
Ivan Ooze was the best part of that movie.
Oh! Best part of that movie was Amy Jo Johnson in a tight-fitting pink outfit. That's the only reason why I saw it. Because by that time, Power Rangers was on a decline. Then they became the Ninja Rangers.
I remember Power Rangers Turbo being the thing that kind of soured me out.
That's the only one the Ninja Turtles appeared in, isn't it? Was it
remember
Turbo or was it Space?
I can't remember.
But those scary-ass Ninja Turtles with Venus de Milo?
My brother would be sitting here going, "You fucking idiot."
He's probably punching something while he's listening to this.
Probably.
Neither one of them know! And Rich likes Power Rangers!
That was the Next Mutation, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With Venus. I never understood why they had Venus there.
Because that was... No, I'm going to get myself in trouble here if we go off on this. That was in the beginning of the girl movement.
They could have done better.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm going to be lambasted now just for saying that.
Ah, you'll be fine.
From the 20, now there'll be more than 22 people.
Hey, bad publicity is still publicity.
Yeah. I'll probably get lambasted for the amount of times I said dick.
You don't say dick that much. People have said dick more than you.
I am a true legitimate dick.
There's people that say dick every day.
True legitimate
every hour
dick.
of every day, every minute of every day. Dick, 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 dick.
You're catching up to me. That is a bad name for a superhero character. Who are you? I'm Dick.
Well, this was what? 1940s? Dick was not that bad a name.
It still sounds bad.
But as time moved on, it took other meanings.
I'm Dick. And then Dick was Batman.
I feel... Yes, he was. I kind of feel like it came to mean that because there was a Richard who was just like a really big asshole.
You're looking at him, buddy. I'm like the 8th reincarnation of that Richard.
And
probably.
so somebody went up to him and said, "You were such a dick."
Just like I want to know who named a porta potty a John.
Somebody who didn't like John.
Exactly. It's just we could go on and on about stuff like that.
All right, I'm gonna regret asking this, but I've kind of been wondering for some reason, what is Sheamus 515?
Oh, it's a wrestling quote. And it's when Sheamus won the belt from Roman Reigns in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. It's a rip on the Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 shirt.
Why is there an H in his name?
Because if they didn't have it, it would be Seamus, and that sounds really bad.
It would still be Sheamus.
To me, I'd say Seamus. So
You'd be wrong.
This is the safe PC version of Sheamus. Because then people call him Seaman, and then we're back to Dick. Penis. And they could team him with Dick, and it would be Dick Seaman.
Just call him Penis.
No, that was more along Chuck and Billy's gimmick. You don't want to know? That's a time that you shouldn't have been watching wrestling. Because I'm sorry, I had to see it. If you want to know, look it up. Chuck and Billy.
A time I shouldn't have been wrestling. All of wrestling.
That's not true. You see, people have a bad outlook on wrestling. And all wrestling is entertainment. You watch a lot of internet TV, right?
Yes.
I find that hot garbage. I just don't like it. Just like when people ask me, why don't you watch independent wrestling? Because it looked like it was filmed in my backyard. That's why. I like stuff that looks nice and is fun to watch. Now, wrestling right now is not fun to watch. It is very safe and what I want. But I've been watching it for 30-something years. And it's just habit now.
I want to see more wire stunts go wrong.
Oh, don't. That was sad, man. That traumatized me.
You didn't even see it.
I was watching that pay-per-view.
But you didn't even see it.
They showed it. They showed him not fall, but they show him hit the ropes and fall back. And what the scary part is, I didn't know this as a kid or a teenager when it happened. But even after your neck snaps, your body still moves. Mm-hmm. I thought he was alive. I didn't know he was dead. It was scary and sad because Owen Hart was a great wrestler. And you brought up wrestling this time with your wires being inconsiderate to the Hart family.
Actually, I brought it up by asking about your shirt.
Sheamus 515.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be something
You know how many idiots down here I meet in the store when I'm wearing my Daniel Bryan Yes shirt? They look at me and they go, no! And I have to think about what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah, I dropped an F-bomb because I don't know what's going on. It's not. I'm going to tell anybody if they meet me. It's not funny, and I don't enjoy it.
So that makes it sound like I should do it now.
Please don't. Because I will throw eggs at you. And not the good kind, like the smelly ones.
Where are you going to get eggs from in the mall?
I'll bring them with me.
Just carry eggs around from now on?
Then I know they'll be smelly.
Gonna get a utility belt that you can carry around eggs in?
Oh, what's the utility belts? And Titans. Miraculously, Batman carries a screwdriver around with him now.
I would think a screwdriver would be pretty standard for you.
I've never seen Batman throw a screwdriver at anybody or use a screwdriver. It's lockpicks, batarangs, gas, electric pellet things.
Corrosives too, apparently.
When the hell did he have a screwdriver in his utility belt?
He had to have had a screwdriver in his utility belt.
And the way they just did that scene annoyed the hell out of me. He was like, bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, there we go. Now it's scanning. Alien technology from another world. He's like, all done.
Well, it was parademon stuff that he's encountered before.
They could have at least made it a little difficult. He could have got Dick to help him.
Why would they have had to have made it difficult?
And Dick was so flamboyant about it.
I'm trying to think. In the New 52, has he only encountered parademons the one time?
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys have a
Darkseid War. And he didn't really fight them. He was in the chair.
No, sorry, that's twice then. Because there would have been Darkseid War and what was it, Origins?
Oh yeah, the first Justice League series where Jim Lee drew it.
Yep.
Where I didn't even know those were parademons because he changed them so much. I
I'm still of the opinion that nobody should write Darkseid except for Grant Morrison.
Nobody should write Darkseid except for... Who's the guy that wrote it with Jack? Was it Jack Kirby? The Fourth World books?
Yes, Jack Kirby.
That's it.
Nope. I think Grant Morrison does a really good job.
You think Grant Morrison does a good job on everything? You're hoping he sends you some free stuff.
He does a really good job.
He's not bad. I don't think he's the best. I'm going to get smacked by my friend Aaron, who writes the Darkwing Duck comic. I don't really follow writers on books. I just, if the story's good, then I'm like, oh, who wrote it?
You've said that before.
I just follow artists. And even that sometimes is, if it looks good, most likely I'll buy it unless it's $5 to $10, like Amazing Spider-Man 25.
When they were checking me out at the store, the guy at the counter says to me, I can never remember how much the Master Race is. What is it, $9.99? I said, it's not a Marvel book.
Yeah, that was insane. And there was another book recently that was $9.99 from Marvel. It's like, what's going on here? And that Spider-Man book, it was very confusing, and I got all 24 issues before it.
Yeah.
But it just did not do it for me. Just like I can't get into this new Darth Maul comic that's coming out either. I don't know what's going on. He's fighting...
Darth Maul's dead in Rebels now.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yes.
How'd you feel about it?
I would have liked like an epic, lightsaber fight, but...
We didn't need that.
Right. I understand what they were going with.
And now it makes the lame fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan make more sense. Because it seemed to me that Darth Maul wanted to die. So my take on it was Obi-Wan didn't fight because he needed to die so that Luke went.
Yeah. Might be right there.
So now I don't think Obi-Wan was an idiot like I did for 40 years.
Well, Obi-Wan, you can't really say that he lost the lightsaber fight with
No, he forfeited.
Yeah.
I think Darth Maul did the same thing. He went to Tatooine to die.
Maybe subconsciously.
And he wanted to die at Obi-Wan's hands because that was his greatest rival.
Yeah.
Just like in Endgame with Batman and Joker. That story was great. And I hope they make that into an animated movie because it'll be effing wonderful. And yeah, I'm not going to curse bomb that one. The worst part about that story was the jellyfish that the Joker went to and got.
I wish they had run... I wish it hadn't been a red herring.
Yeah.
I wish the Joker was like this primal force of nature.
No. That was the one aspect of the story I was happy that they revealed that he was just messing with them. Because that's exactly what I would do. I would love to Photoshop myself into countless photos from...
That was cool. I'm like, this story is going to be good.
From the 1700s until now, just so people think I time traveled.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, speaking of clowns and pictures, did you see the trailer for it?
I won't, and I have no. I'm not a horror junkie guy in any way.
No.
Nope.
It looks decent.
Just never. It's funny. I love the Joker, but to me, evil clowns just don't do it for me.
If anybody remembers this, I want them to leave a comment somewhere. There was like an anthology of Joker short stories called The Further Adventures of the Joker. The editor was Martin H. Greenberg.
In the 70s?
No, this was 90s, maybe.
Why don't I have these?
I don't know why you don't have those.
I'm going to be looking for these as soon as we're done recording.
I think I have the book in storage up in Buffalo.
Apparently my house is being dive bombed by geese.
It has some really good stories in there. Some of them are not good.
I'm going to have to look these up.
But that's an anthology, for you. Some are going to be good, some of them aren't. But I would recommend.
I still haven't finished reading the DC Holidays.
Getting a good copy of it, though, is pricey.
As long as I have a copy, I'm happy. Yeah. Like my friend Joe, he's got a copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1. It's not in the greatest shape, but he has one.
Well, I have a copy of Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans #4, first appearance, Deathstroke.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Is that the one I saw at your house?
Yep. Got it signed by George Perez. And eventually, you'll hopefully see Marv Wolfman somewhere. Get him to sign it too.
He's a nice guy. I met him.
I'd like to meet him.
You gotta travel with me then. I've been trying to get you to go to shows with me for a year.
I wish I could, but the job.
Yeah,
I can't really take that time off.
It's true.
I would love.
That'll be for a whole nother show, though. Me heckling you to get you to go to something because New York Comic Con's at the end of the year.
I would love to go to New York Comic Con.
Me too.
Not San Diego.
We could go as professionals because we got the podcast. And by then we'll have probably 100 episodes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after we're finished recording. I have something I want to bring up to you.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna hit me?
Yes.
He hits me a lot when we're off air.
Yeah. Well, you deserve it.
I know. It's because I say dick a lot.
I wouldn't hit you if you didn't deserve it.
That's what everybody tells me.
What the hell were we talking about?
I don't know, but
I feel like I asked that a lot.
When I'm involved, you never know where you're gonna go.
Yeah. Oh, we're actually coming up on about an hour and a half here, so is there anything else you have?
Nope, I'm gonna go watch the WWE Hall of Fame on the WWE Network for only $9.99 as soon as we're done recording.
That sounds like too much money for me to spend to do that.
It's not. Get quite the plethora of old Monday Nitros so you can catch up on those NWOs that you didn't decide to watch. But you could also go back and relive Hulk Hogan's glory days when he's a good guy, too.
I have to repeat myself and say that's absolutely never going to happen. By the way, I rewatched Same As It Never Was from the 2003 TMNT series.
Okay.
You ever see that one?
I am the worst person in the world to ask names of episodes. Tell me what happened in it, and I'll tell you if I saw it.
Ultimate Draco attacks and sends them to various points in the dimensions and universes, and Donnie gets sent to alternate future.
Yes.
That's still a good episode.
That whole series.
I thought it wouldn't age well, but it aged pretty well. I mean, there's some stuff that, you go, but...
Did you ever actually watch the 80s Turtles?
I watched them when they were in Turtles Forever, which I'd love to find a copy of.
Turtles Forever?
Yeah.
They have it on Amazon?
They probably have
another plug.
They have a DVD. I'd love to find it digitally, though.
That's another. We're going to talk about this next time because there's an age gap between us here. Yes, you like digital?
For convenience.
I feel like when I buy something digital, I'm giving my money to somebody for nothing.
Yeah, for the most part, you are.
And I can't. I will never ever buy digital comics.
No.
Ever. I will never ever buy digital video games because I like to have it in my hand.
Unless it's something that I know is going to be difficult to find and I need to read it now.
Nope.
For some reason.
Nope. I'd rather not have it.
No.
Like people ask me all the time, I'm missing. I had a flood in my old place where I used to live.
Yeah.
And I lost half my Harley collection. They're like, just buy the issues digitally. Nah. But we'll talk about that next time.
Yep. Yeah. So I guess this has been...
I'm going to end it the same way Jerry Springer used to end his shows.
You go ahead and do that.
Take care of yourself and each other.
All right. This is Sorta Professional. See you next week.